G'day you mob and welcome to Aussie English. I am your host Pete and my objective here is to teach you guys the English spoken down under. So whether you want to sound like a fair dinkum Aussie or you just want to understand what the flippin' hell we're on about when we're having a yarn, you've come to the right place. So sit back, grab a cuppa and enjoy Aussie English. Let's go. G'day you mob, Pete here. Welcome to this episode of Aussie English, the number one place for anyone and everyone wanting to learn Australian English. Today's episode is going to include 20 idioms in 20 sentences. So the goal today is for me to read out these sentences and for you to transcribe each sentence. So try and write down what you think you hear, and then you can check your answers in the free downloadable PDF worksheet for this episode. And you'll also be able to use it as a pronunciation listen and repeat episode if you want as well. So you can kill two birds with one stone. You can try and transcribe and you can also try and listen and repeat and work on your Australian English. Now remember, you can pause, you can rewind, you can repeat as many times as you would like. So if you don't get it the first or second time, just go back and give it another burl, give it another try. So yeah, grab the free worksheet, the PDF worksheet, print it out, use it on your computer. There'll be space for you to write out each of the 20 sentences, and then there'll be the answers at the bottom, followed by a glossary of all of the interesting expressions that are included. So you can learn all of those via the glossary. You'll also be able to get a full transcript for today's episode if you're a premium podcast member, where you can listen and read all of the words that I say for this entire episode. And members of the premium podcast will also get a bonus episode that goes with today's episode, where I go through each idiom one by one, defining each of them. And then I think I've included 3 sentences for each of these idioms, example sentences. So instead of reading the idioms in the worksheet, if you want to become a premium podcast member, you will be able to just listen to the episode and learn all of them on the go. And remember, you can become a premium podcast member at aussieenglish.com.au/podcast, and you'll get access to, I think we're up to nearly 1,300 episodes. I really should look this up ahead of time. I don't even know what number we're up to, guys. I know it's above 1,200 episodes. I think we're getting close to 1,300, but yeah, there's over 1,000 that have transcriptions on there. So yeah, anyway, go check that out, aussieenglish.com.au/podcast. All right, grab the worksheet, download it, print it out, and let's dig into today's episode. So I'm going to read out each of these sentences twice. I'll do it first quickly, as I would do it naturally, as I would speak these words, these phrases, just with connected speech, everything like that. And then the second time, I will do it more slowly to give you a better chance of hearing each of the individual words. Okay, so you ready to rock? Let's go. Don't stress, she'll be right. Don't stress, she'll be right. Speak of the devil, there he is. Speak of the devil, there he is. Relax, I'm just pulling your leg. Relax, I'm just pulling your leg. That car cost an arm and a leg. That car cost an arm and a leg. I just needed to get it off my chest. I just needed to get it off my chest. It's raining cats and dogs out there. It's raining cats and dogs out there. You can't pull the wool over my eyes. You can't pull the wool over my eyes. There's no use crying over spilt milk. There's no use crying over spilled milk. Let's address the elephant in the room. Let's address the elephant in the room. He's in hot water over the missing files. He's in hot water over the missing files. That startup went belly up after 6 months. That startup went belly up after 6 months. I'm still on the fence about moving interstate. I'm still on the fence about moving interstate. Man, I'm tired, so I think it's time to hit the hay. Man, I'm tired, so I think it's time to hit the hay. The keys were under your nose the whole time. The keys were under your nose the whole time. Dead set, that was the best meat pie I've ever had. Dead set, that was the best meat pie I've ever had. Don't rock the boat, we've got a good thing going. Don't rock the boat, we've got a good thing going. The poor old dog finally kicked the bucket last week. The poor old dog finally kicked the bucket last week. He let the cat out of the bag about the surprise party. He let the cat out of the bag about the surprise party. I think you need to go for a run to blow off some steam. I think you need to go for a run to blow off some steam. He pulled up a chair and had a good yarn with the old fella. He pulled up a chair and had a good yarn with the old fella. All right, so that's all 20 sentences, mate. There was definitely some advanced vocab and expressions in there, so you'll have to let me know how you went. And remember, if you have trouble, just go back, listen multiple times. You can also download the PDF, the free PDF, look at the expressions that are all used so that you can understand them, get an idea of what they mean, and then go back and do the episode again, So don't feel bad about having to do that if you need to go back multiple times. Last few things, remember the worksheet's free for today's episode. It's got the answers. It's got space for you to write down what you hear on blank lines in that PDF worksheet, and there's a vocab glossary defining each of the expressions at the end. You can get the full PDF transcript for today's episode when you join the Premium Podcast membership at aussieenglish.com.au/podcast. And Premium Podcast members will also get access to the bonus episode for today's lesson, where we go through each of the different idioms, and I give you 3 example sentences for each of them. So that'll be good for listening comprehension. So if you want to dig a little deeper into the vocab from today's episode, be sure to sign up to be a Premium Podcast member at aussieenglish.com.au/podcast. And I'll see you in there. So yeah, thank you so much once again, mate, for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have any suggestions for themes on future episodes, please feel free to message me on Instagram, Facebook, or shoot me an email at pete@aussieenglish.com.au. Cheers again, and I hope you have an absolute ripper of a weekend. See you, mate.